Tonight, we're on to week 2 of the NFL season. We got a good one on tap, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Detroit Lions. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35, but marking down officially at the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They'll take that, 14 yards on play number 1. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
It throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete. The Lions at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
He's got it complete to Gibbs. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 37. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Charles, Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Herbert off of play action. His pass caught at the 4. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Hey, easy. Orange.
Gibbs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Black 80, black. Go.
Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. 35-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. You talk about this Lions defense. They're a tough unit to throw against. Currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that number 1 spot.
That's complete. It's Adnan Mitchell. Oh, what a juke into space. Touchdown, New Orleans. Adnan Mitchell, 61 yards. And the Saints are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Extra point splits the uprights. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they were winners in the season opener Sunday. Now they get the quick turnaround game here on Thursday night. But, CD, you say this is an ideal setup for them. Why?
Well, it's just the way the schedule lines up because everyone's got to play a Thursday game, and that's because of competitive balance. So, let's face it, would you rather play week 2 when you're still relatively fresh and excited about the season? Or week 15 when you've had a season's worth of bumps and bruises to factor in?
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
In motion comes the tight end left. Throwing to start the drive. Cohen. A short throw caught by Andrews. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
What a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll get it. He's over for the touchdown. A great play there. With his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. 1-yard line. Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Herbert. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Looking middle, and that's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Well executed, 22-yard gain.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have worked right down the field, and just like that, they could be set up with a 1st and goal.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
When you see those RPOs run, you need the first man to attack and be a disruptor. And on that play, he closed down fast and helped knock it away.
Home troops right.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed.
Let's go.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Set. Black. Set.
Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Lions are an extra point away from evening this run. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. The last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Mitchell. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 47 yards rushing for him now. He's carried the ball just 5 times.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards. The previous play, big on the ground. That one big through the air. Things have jumped up quickly.
Certainly appears that whatever their thought process is on the defensive side of the ball, they're one play behind. You know, loaded up for the pass, they hit them with the run. Load up for the run, they hit them with the pass. They've got to get...
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints have moved out in front. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 21-14.
Lions 14.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it first and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, force the ball free, and it's second down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Here's Herbert. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Saints are going to have the short field here as they take over right at the 50. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up first and 10 right at the 50-yard line. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. Second down and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up
Back to throw. Cohen. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 7 yards there and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A short throw caught by Andrews. He'll get it inside the 20. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Touchdown.
Mark Andrews, 35 yards. And the Saints will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Is good.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 2nd and 7. Herbert now. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
And no move to get Herbert off the field. They're going for this.
Hey, count. Go.
Here we go on 4th. Herbert. He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Ready?
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Saints come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Set. 380.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 38.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Set. Ready.
Gibbs straight ahead. And he gets it down to the 32. 64 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Ready. Set.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Ready?
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Pearson. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
He finds his man, complete. That's Pearson. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in for second-hand blowout material.
19 tight. 19 tight. 60 Mavericks. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. 19 light. Come 19. Come 19. 18.
Looking to throw. Cohen. Complete. This is Mitchell. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
Oh, and that was a big-time hit right there. Receivers understand when they run into the danger zone, that's the expectation. Really good job of catching the football, holding on, despite the discouraging type of a hit.
Touchdown! An 11-yard touchdown. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
14.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. They'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And this pass broken up. Contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
And you can tell just by looking at them that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. We got complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Detroit Lions, first down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
5-9. Set.
Here's Herbert. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now at Ford Field. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Here's 2nd and 10.
Set. Go.
Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team.
And he takes this one in for the Lions. Touchdown. Jamison Williams, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. So the Lion offense staying on the field as they're going to try for 2.
The Lions will set up for the
And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good.
That keeps the score Saints 42, Lions 20.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Back to throw. Cohen. He finds his man. Complete. That's Pearson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 22 yards there. A first down. Normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
Will be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Let's go now. Pat the 60. Pat the 60.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. There comes the Saints punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Herbert setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. No gain on the screen there in second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 4-yard line.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And that is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
From down near his goal line here, Herbert. That is caught. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Again, Herbert. Now a run, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Ryan Brzee fought in and got him down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 77 yards rushing for him now to this point.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense, another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up there and make throws. It's hard enough to do when the pocket is clear. When you got all those people in front of you, almost impossible to have a good completion percentage.
Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, loose inside the 30, inside the 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. 61 yards. And the Saints are on their way to a 2-0 start.
The kick is good. Extra
point right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
26-yard line.
They start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to second and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. Second and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up
Gibbs will try and pick it up. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for the Saints, it's an early road victory as they move to 2-0 now on the young season. And now they'll have a few extra days before they face the Rams next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This